that's kind of what we hope for, but we didn't see that happen over 20, 25 years now. And we kind of have to be happy for what the genre has done and where we have gotten. But if you ask me, a soul Christian hip hop artist, I don't think their purpose is to get there, and I don't think that they will ever get there.
Tastemakers.
Class. We do more than make a living, we make a life. When everything is dark, we are the light. We are the tastemakers. Aight. Let tomorrow tell the stories that we make tonight. We do more than make a living.
Bree, I want to say maybe Kiara too, but Bree, Christian hip hop, yo. I've come to the conclusion that it ain't it, yo. And when I say this, because I know you're a Christian hip hop lover,
Who,
and
me?
I know, huh?
Who, me?
He ain't nobody talking to you.
Bree.
No.
Oh.
Bree, no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bree's probably the biggest Christian hip hop lover on this podcast.
You think so?
I do. I think it's
Really?
Bree. I do. I could be wrong. It's just my assumption. Cool. Am I wrong? You like Christian hip hop more than Bree?
I don't know. Bree, you think I like Christian hip hop more than you?
I don't know. It might be about the same.
I
think I'm probably maybe, I don't know, 10 years ago, I was probably considered a diehard fan. As of late, it's kind of waned over the years. I still check in. I still pay attention to what's out there.
Yeah.
I do have my criticism. You
texted me your daggone crunchy single list after you done had time to Google 5-10 artists.
I didn't Google anyone.
Whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm still a fan. I'm still a fan,
chat.
just not a
You
super
want to show off
fan
for your
anymore.
little friends in the
That
chat.
makes
Quote.
sense.
Let me help you right quick.
We're going to do that, Key. We're going to do that, Key. All right, Key. I got you. I got you, Key. I got you. You see when the guns come out. Remember you said self-control. You said self-control, Kier. Remember you said that. All right? Listen. All right, so Brina, what were you saying? Kier trying to put me out. What was you saying, Bree?
No, I was saying I'm still a fan, just not as big a fan as I used to be. So that's what I was saying. But I wanted Corey to finish his point, though.
Yeah. So Christian hip hop, I've come to the conclusion that when I say it's not it, that means a lot of things. I want to unpack that here just on this podcast right now for this topic. I was listening to Jay from Cruz and how he's kind of finished with the genre, and he's finished with Cruz Hip Hop Corner, and he had an hour podcast on it on YouTube, and I was very interested.
Was that what I saw it, but I didn't listen? Is that what it was about?
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Jay's he's out the game altogether.
He's out. Him and his brother gone.
Okay.
Wow.
And I was listening to what he was saying and listening to his heart behind it, and he has great reasons for wanting to leave. He just felt like he was putting his wife second and his family second, and he was like, I can't be.
Who is this?
I don't know if that has anything to do with Christian hip hop.
I
think niggas do jobs, and
10.
if they're not
10.
Nah, but y'all ain't
I
let me
think
finish
jokers
my
do
statement.
jobs, and if they not careful about their priorities or whatever, they will put the ministry or the job or whatever before their spouse if they're not careful.
Oh no, I don't.
Anyway, go ahead.
I don't disagree with that, but that's not my point at all. So what I was saying was Jay he had an hour podcast about why he's leaving the game, him and his brother, and he was talking about he is tired of putting his wife second, even though his wife never mentioned it, and he said he's tired of trying to edit videos up till 2 a.m. and he has to go to work at 8 a.m. You know what I'm saying? He was like, it's just not necessarily.
What that got to do with Christian hip hop, though?
Yo, will you let me finish? I thought you were tired.
What does that have to do with Christian hip hop?
Why you gonna let me do the show or not?
Are you doing the show? You act like you don't interrupt me while I'm talking when I'm hosting.
Not when I'm introducing the topic.
Okay.
Nigga, whatever.
Somebody needs to buy quote a bang. Okay.
Please. Let's do.
Cocaine keeps him level-headed, and he's off the
do need a
rails
bang.
right now.
See, and
He
we
in here
said
arguing with us.
And you know what I'm
Thank you,
saying?
Charles. Get to the point.
And we said this already, probably 6 shows ago. We was like, "Yo, Cole, you need to get off that bang."
He's having withdrawal
You-
symptoms, guys.
Again,
He's
you just
withdrawal.
missed the point again. But get to the point.
If y'all let me talk, I could. Well, not y'all, but you. So, so during the during the dialogue he's having, someone asked him in the chat, hey, do you still listen to Christian hip hop? He was like, absolutely not. He was like, I stopped. I don't listen to it. It's just not what I want to do anymore. And then he was talking about how his kids love it and how Christian hip hop has given him a platform to do what he does. So he loves the genre for what it was, but he doesn't listen to it anymore. And one of his reasons was that he outgrew it and that it's not necessarily doing anything for him. So as he's saying these things, I'm resonating with what he's saying. And I'm thinking about times throughout my journey personally, I'm still a Christian hip hop artist. I still love the game. But I'm thinking about times in my journey where everybody was like, yo, this is the next thing. This is what's going to pop. This is what's going to be the future. And this was like 25 years ago, right? And then also talking about like our biggest artist is Lecrae, who's considered an underground artist in a lot of circles when it comes to mainstream hip hop. So there is absolutely 100% a ceiling in Christian hip hop that's not even a ceiling. That is more so like if you want to do Christian hip hop, like it's cool, but it's not necessarily. Don't think that you're gonna make these great exploits, and that you're gonna like, be this person that's gonna change the world, and that you're gonna be rich and famous off it and get to Jay-Z's level, or get to a 50 Cent, or get to these mainstream Christian hip hop artists. Because I think that's kind of what we hope for, but we didn't see that happen over 25 years now, and we kind of have to be happy for what the genre has done and where we have gotten. But if you ask me, a soul Christian hip hop artist, I don't think their purpose is to get there, and I don't think that they will ever get there. Now, when I say Christian hip hop isn't it, that's what I mean in that respect, but also in the respect of everybody's a gimmick nowadays. Everybody sounds like somebody that's already out. Everybody sounds like they're chasing a sound. Everybody, if the business of it feels like it's mainstream, regular business. There's no difference. So that's another reason why I say, Christian hip hop ain't it. Then I have some other feelings as well too.
Right. But okay, all right. We're gonna intro the mess out of this daggone thing. Bree, you want to jump in?
Yo, quote. You want to host the show? Because you asked me to host it.
You want to know
Nigga, I do host the show.
It's that Quote and Corey have literally switched spots because when Quote's doing the show, Quote is indeed this long-winded. He is this explanatory.
Not on introing a topic. I've
Quote
never
is
been
so
that
expositorily
long. Never. I was never that long-winded on introing a topic. Never.
You've never given a monologue.
Never is a strong word.
Chat. I need the chat to chime in.
Trisha, as a former host.
Not only is Quote long-winded, he is theatrical and long-winded when he unpacks a thing. So there's hand movements. And then when I think, I'm like, yo, are we Shakespearean today? Okay, let's do it, Quote.
And as a host of the show,
I have short-tempered. I'm right the bang.
It's the bang.
Whoever didn't buy Quote a bang,
it's definitely the bang.
That man a bang now.
Please,
it's Tezzy. Tezzy's in the building, Karen. It's Tezzy energy. This is who we're dealing with right now. This is not Quote. This is Tezzy. He's over it. He's already programmed his car to start and turn off the lights. He's ready to go. Like he's ready to go. He's over all of us.
I told you I was gonna be a good show.
Corey gonna keep saying that.
So Christian hip hop. The truth of the matter, shouts out to Shannon in the chat. The truth of the matter is, and the chat is concurring.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, y'all are right. A lot of us have grown out of Christian hip hop, and that's very disheartening. Especially for a lot of us who have put a great deal of time, passion, sweat, all that into Christian hip hop. So yeah, So that, I think it is a true statement. I could see whatever. Now I'm hearing from the chat that Jay was also talking about other things that are going on that go on behind the scenes.
Yeah, he was talking about people ain't really who they say they are. He was talking
That's,
about
that's
bad
the
business.
I think that's
yeah.
the crux
That's
of the disenchantment.
yeah. I think this.
Mm-hmm.
Was
I
probably
think that's
so. I
the
think
bedrock of the disenchantment.
that's
Probably
the
so.
music. That's the music industry. That's the music industry.
And that's what I'm saying. That's not how it's supposed to be with anything Christian on it or gospel. It's
Yeah,
supposed to be different.
but it's never
but
not been like that. Christian
You're
hip
right.
hop has always been like that.
Yeah.
No.
Christian hip hop, gospels.
Gospel
always been
music
that
has
way.
always been like that. CCM has always been like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. No, I
So
agree with that. I agree with that. But Key, what do you think about this? When you, I'm not sure how often you listen to Christian hip hop. I know you know about it a little bit, like you know enough to have a conversation about it.
Okay.
she know Christian hip hop like she know 5 country artists.
Yo, that's crazy, Key. He coming at you wild right now.
It's okay. When I start talking on this podcast with his peoples in this chat, he gonna be in his feelings. Keep it up, quote. Keep it up.
Yo, why is he
Regis is my peoples. Charles is my peoples.
Mm-hmm.
All
What you
these
were saying,
peoples,
Corey?
me go way back.
Corey, what were you saying?
Yo, I don't know why Quote is shooting at you like this.
Because he's going through withdrawal because he doesn't have any bang in his system. That's what's happening right now.
So I will respectfully say, as a casual listener of Christian hip hop and the genre that you may have been around for a little bit, and the artists that you may casually check in with, do you feel like? Because sometimes I feel like it's a youth thing, and it's not really a grown adult or even a young adult thing, but more so the thing that the gospel church has always told us it was. It's for the kids. It's for the kids, right? I don't know. What's just your opinion? Your opinion around the genre as a whole and where it's at?
I listened to CHH a lot when I was younger, not so much now, but I also listened to a lot more hip hop when I was younger than I do now. I still relatively listen to hip hop. I think for me, and this may be a problem for Quote, but I expect more character wise out of CHH artists than I do out of regular artists. And so when I hear areas of moral failure or deliberate and gross and demonstrative sin, it does disenchant you. The same way it would disenchant me if I heard a pastor out here wilding out. It would disenchant me a little bit. It takes a little of the twinkle out of your eye as it pertains to this area. And so I think what maybe a couple months back we talked about the lack of structure in CHH. I think that is a large part of why CHH is kind of floundering around as a genre. It's the lack of structure on the business and not so much the artistry. I think the artistry would be so much more bolstered if the background, if the business end of things was much tighter. And so because the business end of things, because everything is done with a handshake and not contractually, not with businesses, not with standard operating procedures. When I peek behind the curtain of how the business is run, I'm like, how is this even still running? It's literally floss, tape, and shoestrings holding this thing together in terms of the structure. And so I think that's the reason why the bottom is starting to fall out of it. It's not for musicality. It's not for lack of creativity. It's not for, there are artists, Kyle, who have been very carnal and worldly, but that's not the only reason why CHH is a problem. Anything without a structure, anything without bones is liable to fall apart. And CHH needs the bones of business. From my vantage point, the bones of business that should be there, that should hold up an industry. You're calling this an industry. An industry needs an infrastructure, and with a lack of infrastructure, it's like the little thing that's in front of the car dealership that waves with the wind. That's what it looks like to me.
To Quote's credit, he's always said that. He's always tried to give it an infrastructure, and he always, in Quote, being one of the voices in it from doing Quote Christ Radio for so long, he's always been on that type tip.
Yeah,
where it needs a business, it needs infrastructure, it needs something that we can fall back on or build upon. So I feel you on that, and I think it's interesting you brought up the point of people are expected to act one way because of what they represent as far as the faith. And then they get done dirty because they didn't sign the contract because it's supposed to be, yo, you my man, handshake. We doing this for Jesus, right? So it's like that's like to me that's a weird dynamic that you have to go back in second and like check up on your brother to make sure he's not doing you dirty when he's not supposed to, based on what we're doing as a whole genre. And I think that's what has given people such a bad taste in their mouth. And Jay even alluded to this when he was like, what really took him out was the whole Aaron Knight and No Big Deal situation, where just trying to break that story, but then realizing the gravity of that story and what that really was, he was like, yo, that hurt my heart. Like, he was like, I had to step back and look at it and be like, yo, why am I doing this now? Like, why did I get in the game? That's one of the reasons he said is why he got out the game now, is because he felt like his motivations were wrong as well. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't doing it for the same reason that he was doing it when he first got in. So yeah. Whoa, what you got?
And Goss's audio did change, right?
A little tiny bit.
I heard it.
It muffled a little bit.
Oh, okay, got you.
All right. Oh no, I mean I'm good. I'm good. Y'all good on this topic, or y'all good? Y'all.
Bree, you want to say anything? I feel like you want to say something, Bree.
Yeah, I mean, so I started listening. Well, the first CHH record, Christian rap record I ever heard was in the 80s. And that was Bible Break by Stephen Wiley.
The 80s.
Yeah.
Yes, Corey.
The 80s.
Yes, Corey.
I'm born in 82.
Wait,
so
no, I just didn't know Christian hip hop existed back then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I go back as far as Carmen. So
oh, we call it Carmen Christian hip hop?
Well,
I'm just saying.
I won't call. I'll call DC Talk Christian hip hop.
He was adjacent.
But he was adjacent. There we go.
He was adjacent.
He was adjacent.
Oh no.
My thing
Adjacent is a good word.
I really started listening for real like when I was 10. And that was when I became a fan. And so as a kid, it was an alternative. And I always loved it for that. So going through middle school, high school, college, and then as a young adult, it was great to have that. I think now at 40, I kind of outgrew it a little bit.
You okay, Mr. Parsons?
No, I was hoping that Brina wouldn't do what she's doing right now.
What?
Not the huffing and the puffing and the mic.
Well, no.
What am I doing?
I'm sorry.
What am I doing?
Nothing, Brina. You're not. He's having a meltdown on television. This was happening.
It's not that deep. Look, Brina just no. Listen. Brina just it's not a meltdown. Brina touched a heartstring. That's it.
Got you.
Brina touched a heartstring.
Got you.
That's it.
But
Brina just touched the heartstring.
No, but I mean, I still listen to it. But I think the same goes for, even mainstream hip hop and R&B. There are certain points, in my life where certain songs, certain artists were served as soundtracks. And I think that changes as you get older. You start to age out of what's
music
current
being soundtrack.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, I don't think that I dislike it. There's still songs and there's still artists that I do like. I'm just not as zealous about it as I was 10 to 15 years ago.
Why do you think that we... Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying not enough. But it's not enough to completely leave it, to say like I'm done with it. I'm never listening to it anymore. I'm not there.
Nah, I'm not there either. I mean, clearly I do the biggest Christian hip hop show in Richmond, so I'm not there either.
Right.
But I do have a less of a, let me go listen to this new so-and-so album. It's more like I'll get to it when I get to it, unless it's Swoop. If it's Swoop, I'm listening to it. So let me ask y'all this then. Let me pose this question. Go ahead, Quote. Go ahead.
So no. Just, as I was saying, it was easy to just cast this away. Yeah, Christian hip hop is dead. Yeah, boom. But Brina touched a heartstring because what it is, and I think Brina will agree with this, is y'all have to understand this music discipled us as kids and teenagers and early 20s. It was very important to our Christian walk.
Yeah.
And so for it now to feel lackadaisical to us or something we don't care about, some of that is just age. We're older. But I also, I try to find teenagers and early 20s and stuff like that and listen to them talk about the genre. Like, is it raising them like it raised us? And if it is, then I'll shut my mouth. And it just is what it is. I'm just old. If it's not, that hurts.
Yeah. That's
fair.
Because
you ultimately, you want it to do what it did for you to the next generation. And so I don't know if today's Christian hip hop is doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a good point. Do you guys think that we don't outgrow our secular hip hop artists? Like, we grow with them. Like, we still going to cop a new Jay-Z record, an Usher record. Usher's a perfect example. Even though he's not hip hop, he's R&B, but it's still an artist. We followed Usher since he was 17, 18. I just seen a video with Usher on All That performing a song when he was like 13, 14. And we have grown with Usher. We're still going to Usher concerts. We're still following Usher. We're still hyped to see Usher. Why don't we have this same affinity towards our Christian hip hop artists that we've discipled us, that have grown with us, right? Like why we're like, that was cool for then, but I'm kind of older now.
Because
really
Usher kept himself relevant, and our CHH artists don't keep themselves relevant.
You think so?
And a lot of them tried to stay in that youth group era for the longest,
and then when they're done, they go on to be pastors,
or pastors, or atheists.
Right. Oh wow, you brought fanatic into it. So Amber shot that. She said it is. She said the teens still love it. So I mean, I hope if that's the case, that's what it is. So I don't keep up with it as much as I used to. Now, of course, the year 2023 was extremely difficult for me to keep up with what was going on in Christian hip hop. So yeah, I don't know.
I feel it.
Tastemakers. Class. We do more than make a living, we make a life. When everything is dark, we are the light. We are the tastemakers. Aight. Let tomorrow tell the stories that we make tonight. We do more than make a living, we make